This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production. This is a Lion Pond Beats production.
best live stream in the city.
The Signal 27 Show. The Signal 27 Show.
The best live stream podcast in the city.
Thank you. This is the Signal 27 Show. How y'all doing today? I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for tuning in. Today we have in the studio, we have the playwright and founder of Having Incredible Victory, Miss Sharonda Lynn is in the house again this evening. Y'all give it up for Sharonda. Yeah. Give it up for Sharonda. Yeah. We also have in the house, we have Miss Tasha, what's your last name? Tasha Hall in the house, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Yeah. Wait for my clapping, you know what I'm saying? That's the sound effects. You got to let the sound effects come through a little bit, you know what I mean? So before we get started, what I want to do is just have you all go around and explain exactly what is it that you all do. We know, Sharonda, you have your foundation, so we're going to go into that. But since we have Tasha in the studio with us, go ahead and give us a little explanation about what you do, how you got started, and where you at now.
All right, thank you for that. My name is LaTasha Hall, better known as the Jax Real Estate Diva. So for a living, my day job, I guess, I'm a real estate broker here in Jacksonville. Been in the industry for close to 20 years. How I got into acting, I met Dr. Powell a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, she the plug.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. I met her a couple years ago, told her it was something that I was interested in doing, and we just completed our first stage play, or my first stage play, with her 2 weeks ago, and she hooked me up with Sharonda, and the rest is history, and I am excited about putting on this production and getting the word out.
Okay. How long you been a real estate investor or realtor?
20 years next year. So in June, 20 long but prosperous years. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool
Somebody
with that.
said, "Sell my house, baby girl." Oh, sell me a house.
Absolutely.
that's
You can find me on Instagram at Jax Real Estate Diva.
Hello, but that's one of our regulars. That's Old Head. Give it up for Old Head. Thank you for tuning in, Old Head. Yeah, Old Head is this is a community show, Old Head. So don't act stupid in the chat, okay? So we know how you can get out of hand sometimes, but this one is in the community that's going on in Jacksonville. Old Head is out of state.
Okay.
Can you sell real estate out of state?
So I have a network of realtors across the country, so I can pretty much hook him up with an agent anywhere he lives.
Okay, you hear that, Old Head? You can sell your house. You know what I mean? And she'll go ahead and hook you up with somebody that'll be able to sell your trailer for you at any at any place you want to go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So
There he go.
Sharonda, let us give us some insight because you mentioned it briefly on the last show about your foundation. I wanted to go more in depth about the foundation and also being the face of HIV. Can you give us some insight and some in depth about the whole process and how you got started with that?
Sure. My nonprofit is Having Incredible Victory. It's the letters of HIV. H is for having, I is for incredible, and V is for victory. And I came up with that Having Incredible Victory because behind HIV is such a huge stigma, but there are also victories behind HIV. And I'm a living testimony, and I'm victorious in 20 plus years in being HIV positive. I've been wanting to do this for, I think, a year after I found out I was positive, which was about 21 years ago, because there are so many people that's fallen by the wayside because they're not educated, or because they found out their diagnosis and wanted to commit suicide, or, off anybody else, being that, okay, I have HIV, so I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take everybody with, I'm gonna take as many people with me. And so because of that, I wanted to try to change the mindset and the lenses of people, not only for, HIV positive people, but people that does not have the same diagnosis that I have, for people that's negative, and let them know that we are human too. We deserve to live as well. And also to educate our negative people that just because a person has HIV, be careful with your words, because you just don't know who's sitting behind you or sitting on the side of you that is dealing with this internally. And, sometimes we make negative statements and don't know who's around us and can cause somebody to either commit suicide. And also we have our children that's coming up that we're not really talking to our kids about sex. And so now, it's a time and place now that we need to talk to our children, because now they're beginning to be infected. So my passion is if I can save one person, that's good. But if God want me to help a slew of people, I'm all for it. So being that I didn't have a face to show me how to walk this HIV undetectable life, I wanted to give somebody else a face that looks just like you and I in the state of Jacksonville, even in the United States of America. As I said last time, I'm from Dallas, Texas, so they have it sold up. But there's nobody in Jacksonville. That's what we have a few people that saying they're HIV positive, but it's kind of still on the skirts. But listen, I'm HIV undetectable. I'm living my life, and I'm living it like it's golden. And I want people to know that just because you get a diagnosis does not mean that it's death. You can definitely have an undetectable, unapologetically life and still live your life and do whatever you want to do after the diagnosis.
See, and that's one thing that needs to be said, is that you can live. Everybody believes that HIV or AIDS is a complete death sentence.
No, it's not.
And that's the way it was kind of marketed to us by the mass media. Like, if you have AIDS or HIV, first of all, they mentioned it being a gay disease. That was
not
one.
True.
And then afterwards, it was running heavy in the black community because we don't like to go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And as a man, I don't remember the last time I went to go to a checkup or anything like that. Not because of my health.
I need you to get to the doctor.
Yeah, you right. Hey, that's the honest to God truth. I've been, but here's the thing. I've been out of the military. I've been out of the military and I have never been sick. After I got all of them shots and they pumped me with whatever it is they pumped me
antibiotics.
with. Is that what they did? They pumped me with some. Okay, I'm gonna say
y'all lab rats.
Right. That's what they. If anybody that's watching been in the military, I'm a Marine, so they gave us this thick paste that they stuck us with in our cheek, right? And we had to sit down and rock with each other. You know what I'm saying? To rock the paste in. Now, ever since I had that, I have not been sick. Like at all. Like Keita had caught the flu one time. I'm in her presence. I didn't catch nothing. Wow. So they made me like
I'm in
immune.
the wrong business.
Right. But it makes sense that the government is going to give you stuff if you are considered, you sign your name on a paper, you're considered government property. It's not right for them to damage. Exactly. So they gave me something that made me a superhero. Wow. I haven't had no flu shots or anything like that. You know what I mean? The only thing I've been was fat is what it is. So I'm trying to lose that and get that down. You know what I mean? So,
Come work out with me.
Hey, listen, Keita be upstairs.
And Keita, yeah.
Keita, we got a gym upstairs, man, and Keita be up there working out and everything, and I try to go in there, but she be trying to kill me. I was like, listen, baby, I ain't done all of this stuff before. You know what I mean? So, as far as your play, give us a little insight about how the play got started and what you're wanting to do about the play.
Well, how the play got started, I remember talking to Dr. Powell, and I met her through Sherelle, and I was like, I want to do this play. I even talked to my nonprofit group, and I'm like, I really want to do this play. I want to educate and motivate people in Jacksonville. And so I came up, I have a friend that kind of was helping me through everything. And he came up with the name and everything. And so, hey, I said, let's go for it. So the Hidden Truth is about the secrets behind HIV that don't nobody we sorry. We got blue coming in here. You know he's making a lot of noise. See? but but I wanted to. The hidden truth is about just the truth behind HIV and letting people know what undetectable means, letting people know that you can be married and you have a negative partner and a positive partner, and you can be married and not transmit it to your partner. I wanted to let people know that it's now that the medication where you can have children and your children come out negative. A lot of time, African Americans, of course, some of us just won't read. So what other way to put it, so people can understand it or, know what's going on, and that was in a play. And so I believe that you come out, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I'm going from our youth. I'm going from our LGBTQ family. And for, also African Americans deal with mental illness. I'm going to definitely talk about that. And then the last one, whoa, come on out, chat.
Yeah, you're going to have to come out for that one. I'm telling you to come out for that one. Now listen, so we got another individual that's in the play, that's in the house. I want to give it up for none other than Blue.
Hey, Blue.
Give it up for Blue. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're on that one right there, bro. There we go. Yeah.
What up, people?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to see yourself? Let me show you so you can see what you look like. Because a lot of people be like, I don't never see myself. Let me go ahead and move you over there. There you go. Yeah.
That's right.
So you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So Blue, give us a little insight about yourself. What is it that you do? What you got going on and everything?
Where can I start, man? Ex-military, so I'm a vet.
What branch?
Was in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
He control y'all, right?
Yeah, they
Man.
yeah, they the Uber of the military.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'll drop you off anytime. You go catch them bullets, man.
Yeah, I caught it.
Go
Hey,
catch them bullets, man.
I used to hear him go past you.
Yeah,
You hear?
nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. But yeah, my real passion is actually music, rapping or whatever. So that's why when I was in the military, that's what I was pursuing at the time, and did some shows down here. Got a pretty decent following, but then I caught the acting bug and been doing like rapping, acting, stuff like that. So,
what was the first thing that got you into acting? Like when you got hit? Because I know the first play that I was in was at the church. And that got me into doing plays. When the pastor told me you need to be out doing something else,
right.
He kicked me out the church, basically. Thank you, Bishop Davis. I appreciate you for kicking me out the church.
Right.
But sad I ain't been back ever since.
I
ain't been. So pray for me.
He's just a heathen now.
He said you had a better calling.
Yeah, that's what he did. He was like,
calling.
stop crying on my stage and cry somewhere else.
No, the first thing I did was I did Queen Pen 2. Shout out to Gen X. She put me in Queen Pen 2 as a co-lead with the other two. It was Beam and I'm bad. I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm bad with names too. If I see what's out.
And look, man, do not kill me. If you see this, do not kill me because Crystal Michelle, that's her name, Crystal Michelle. She put me in there with her. And the chemistry was dope. All the, you know what I'm saying? Everything on it just turned out real good, and it became like one of the biggest movies in Duval at that time. So, and from there, I just kept grinding, kept doing more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was small little bit roles or trying to find, you know what I'm saying, a bigger niche or whatever. So,
okay, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah. Give us a little bit because we know you also have a podcast as well. I follow that because I'll be talking about. The things that I'll be liking, which is movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I do. It's called Blues House, and I will be streaming later on tonight actually. But I do like pop culture. Most of the stuff is because what's big in pop culture right now is like a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff like that. So we talk a lot about that, but it ain't just that. I also have another podcast called Society's Culture. I haven't really been keeping up with that as much, but a lot of people ask me, man, when you gonna do another episode? Because those are the subjects to where kind of touchy subjects, you know what I'm saying? Things that go on like politics, societal issues, things like that. So
okay, yeah, I might need to be in one of those.
Me too. You ain't got me on one.
I'm very. I ain't gonna lie. My views are very controversial.
Yeah,
they are, And if people were like, Leroy, I didn't know you felt that way. It's like, well, you would know if I didn't tell you about it. You know what I mean? And luckily I have my wife here who kind of ropes me in about, because I get very adamant about what I have to say.
Right.
And it's like, yo, whatever. You know what I mean? But she was like, no, you can't feel that way. So I'm glad God gave me this particular neck to kind of keep me in line. You know what I mean? So thank you, baby. I appreciate you.
That's right.
Okay. So as far as what I want to know, because Sharonda, she's been dealing with the HIV for 23 years, correct?
23 in April.
23, right?
Okay.
So with you all just coming into this, have you all had any experiences outside of what television and news has portrayed about HIV and AIDS? Have you had any kind of issues outside or dealings with AIDS and HIV outside of what the news has told us? We'll start with you, Blue.
I had a cousin who actually passed in the 90s from HIV. One of my favorite cousins, he passed from HIV. I was just in a movie with Ebony Payne. She has HIV, and she speaks about it also. So,
Ebony Payne, that name sound. She does the lingerie?
No,
That's not the same person?
No,
No.
that's the one that has she's on the wall somewhere.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
academy. Beautiful young lady.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of her, but I'm bad with. I know the
No,
name.
you said lingerie. You should.
Lingerie.
Yeah, I thought it was a woman.
I was not going to say anything.
I'm thinking about the one at One Bridge who has the laundry
Yeah.
line. I know her name is Ebony.
Her name
but
is
that's
Ebony
not
too.
her.
Okay, so see, I was close. I'm
saving
close.
you. I
Thank
got
you,
you.
because it's
I
like,
got
no,
you.
it's not that. It's just because of the lingerie. Yeah, I'm not about to get me hemmed up. You know,
It's just lingerie.
it's just lingerie.
I mean,
yeah.
it's just clothing.
Yeah, just a little bit of draws. That's
That's
it.
it.
Draws,
couple
just draws.
Yeah, just draw undergarments.
Undergarment. That's
Yeah.
right.
They're
That's right.
showing everything.
Okay, and Tasha, what about you?
So not personal like that. Of course, you're gonna do your research and read up. But after meeting Sharonda, she has really been a wealth of information. And now, of course, I've been sharing that information with people as well, because there is such a stigma. You know, people don't go get tested that know they're out there and probably should. And I've asked people that I know who, you know,
Might be out there.
might be out there, just why, and they always come back and say, well, I don't go get tested because I'll know. As
Right.
long as I don't go, I won't know, which the logic is definitely not there. But I mean, I
I
wonder
guess
how
it's
many,
scary. You know what I'm
right?
saying? It's scary.
But how many other have that same mentality, and they may have it, and they're sleeping with this person and this person and this person, which is probably why the numbers are so astronomical right
It's
now.
Like your scene in like your
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. man. I don't know what
like
you
your
talking
like
about.
your scene like your
I
person
don't
in
know
the
what you're
play.
talking
No,
about,
you,
man.
yeah, you do. Listen, y'all going to hate Blue. I'm telling you. We done connected the dots. He's about, man, Sharonda, really? Yes.
Yeah,
She
you're gonna
she
be
snuck
hated.
a whole new role out there.
But I think that's partially my fault. I think because I apologized like a lot, because I did. I was like, listen, because I'm very upfront with like my schedule, and as soon as I found out about it, I told her we need to talk. And I think it was like at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I don't ever call. No, out of respect to people home, I don't call after a certain time period.
Right.
But I was like, no, this one I need to really talk to her. And I was like, listen, I apologize. I said I'll do the play, but I already had pre-booked a show at the base on the 9th and the 11th.
Okay.
So I was already booked and I didn't know it, but I was so excited to work with you. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's that comedy show, right?
Yeah.
I saw that today. I was like, okay.
So I was like,
I did meet you, didn't I?
yeah.
Now that I remember briefly that one.
Yeah, he can't because he's supposed to be a police officer.
That's right. That's right.
But let me tell you,
But
that's
she had
how-
me read for another part, and I was like, whoa.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, that part had me like, whoa. And I know I try to make things funny and light, but I couldn't find nowhere.
Couldn't find it.
No, yeah, it wasn't nothing in there to make light about. You know what I mean?
It's a heavy part, but we're gonna get through it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a little deep.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
A little deep.
Just a little bit.
Come on, man.
Well,
That
y'all
thing is
gotta
deep,
think
deep.
about it. This is people's lives, you know. And being that, you know, I know all of you guys are hearing negative, and I'm the only positive person in the building. This is what I've heard. This is what I've seen, you know. And like I was telling them earlier, a lot of time negative people just don't, they're just ignorant to the fact.
Out of
And
sight,
so,
out of mind.
right. And so they say things,
Right.
you know, they you know, not just not knowing, and they really hurt people's feelings. And that what you say can cause somebody to commit suicide. What you say just can have just so maybe just so coincident that he knows your daughter or she knows your son, you know, and oh, I heard your mama say this, so guess what? I'm gonna take your son or your daughter with me.
Right.
You know, and so we just, you know,
Thought of it like that.
yeah, oh yeah.
There's a lot of vindictive people out
Yeah,
here.
it's I told y'all my story. We ain't even gonna get into that. So, you know, because of that, I want to educate. I want to most of all, out of everything, save lives. Because guess what? We have children coming up behind us. You know, and if they don't know, you know, HIV does not have a look.
Right.
I mean, hey, I think I think I am the bum diggity, you know.
And
Okay, you know, and come out and I be dressed to the T, you know. So if I wouldn't say that I'm HIV positive, would nobody know?
wouldn't know,
Right, would
absolutely.
not.
Okay, and guess what? A lot of people have this look where HIV has this sick look. No, AIDS have a sick look. HIV is just the virus, just like a cold, just like the flu. So you can have HIV for a long time and don't have a look.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
And this is, I don't think I ever got around to it. You did explain exactly what the difference is between AIDS and HIV. And for all of y'all who are listening, if you want to know about that, I suggest you go back and watch the last podcast, or there are snippets that have been going up about the play that you can go back and choose to watch. That'll give you that information in small increments, like 5-10 minutes increments, so that way you don't have to just indulge all of it at one time. But I suggest go watch it all. You know?
All that.
When you specify the number of cells will dictate whether or not the HIV turns into AIDS. I'm assuming if you have AIDS or been diagnosed with AIDS because of your T cell count, if you end up taking enough of the medication, you can revert back to HIV.
No. If you become, you can always have HIV, but you cannot go from AIDS to HIV.
Okay.
However, if you're in a AA status, you can still be undetectable.
Oh, okay.
And people don't know that. See, the CD4 is, you know, like I say, I call them soldiers that fight off, you know, common cold, the T cells in your body fight off cold, flu, you know, whatever, COVID, yeah. And so when it becomes below 200, you're in A status. And the only reason why it's like that is because you don't have enough T cells to fight just a common cold. A common cold can go into PCP pneumonia, which means it'll cause you, you know, your lungs, you know, a collapse on you. Guess what? Now it calls you're in a state of death, you know, in the realm of, you know, death. And so it's very, very vital. I tell anybody, go get tested, because once you know, if you're HIV positive, you can live a long life. And not saying that you can't with AIDS status, it's just harder, you know, because you don't have any T cells to help you fight. And so when you don't have T cells to help you fight, then your body begins to deteriorate, and you start getting different like colds and different kind of infections that wind up in the hospital, you know, you back and forth in the hospital. So it's, you know, take care of yourself, you know, but no, you can reverse it from AIDS to HIV. You can do once you can have HIV, but once it goes into AIDS status, you always have that diagnosis in your chart. However, you still can be undetectable if you take the medication, but it won't. But that won't change.
Okay.
So that's why it's important that if you find out you're HIV positive, take your medicine. Today is World AIDS Day. There's a lot of people that has lost their lives and has fought for this medication. That has fought, you know, when I found out, my cousin was taking 36 pills a day. He died with complication of AIDS. My cousin went from, you know, jogging. He had his own barber shop, handsome young man. And he got on medication late, man. And he was taking 36 pills a day. I remember going over there and taking them different places, and I seen him just deteriorate, you know, because he didn't get on it in time. Because, we get this, oh, I'm going to die. No, you're not going to die if you get help. And I think with African Americans, we're so scared to get bad news. But guess what? If you out there playing, whether you married, whether you single, whether if you out there playing, you might just get cold.
Right.
Facts.
Just understand something. I did everything that y'all was doing. The difference between y'all and me, I just got cold. Now a man was vindictive,
Right.
but I got cold. So it's no different. We talk about HIV is no different from high blood pressure, no different from COPD, no different from diabetes, no different from, herpes. Let me tell you something about herpes. You can still have herpes and take medication, and you can still pass the virus.
Wow.
With HIV being undetectable and taking medication, you cannot pass the virus at all. Not through sexual encounters, not through having babies. Listen, all of the above.
Okay. All
All of the above. I've had 2 children after the fact of me being HIV positive or negative. I've been in 3, 4. I ain't gonna tell all my business.
You had some fun.
But they were long relationship. I just wasn't dropping it like it's hot and letting it up like it's warm, But these guys are negative to this day.
Right.
So I'm telling you, the medication works. So don't be afraid to go get tested. Also, December 11th, we will have a test site out there. After the play, you can go get tested. If you ever need somebody to talk to, y'all look me up. I would definitely motivate and encourage you, because all I want to do is save lives. That's it.
That's
Come
outstanding.
on, look at God.
I know,
Come
right?
on.
Hallelujah.
Come on. Hey.
Right,
Amen.
Like she had a script
Let the
over
church
there.
say amen.
Had that ready to go.
I mean, let them use you. That's amazing, because people in our community that look like us so afraid to talk about it. It's been treated as or talked about as a death sentence. And I mean, growing up, hearing about it, my aunt also passed away from complications with it as well. And I mean, again, I watched her. She was a drug addict as well, but watched her deteriorate. And it's just, you're so scared to talk about it. And our parents didn't educate us on what to do, what not to do, what to look out for. So you out here just trying stuff and just going about your little life with no instruction and no knowledge about it. So this is great.
I think the taboo of sex, talking about sex in the black home, needs to be broken. I've had the conversation with my daughter, but
Mine
it was
broken earlier.
What is that? There was a young lady that was on Instagram, and she was talking about how she was in Atlanta, and she did an interview with a young lady, and how she contracted HIV. But then she showed us, when you spoke of the pills at this time, and this was some years back. So I used her interview as a way of letting my daughter know, listen, I want you to always be open with me regardless. I don't care how bad you think it is.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I want you to be open with me. And I was like, just don't lie to me. I was like, at the end of the day, don't lie. We can get through everything. Just don't lie to me. You know what I mean? And we have an open line of communication now to where it hurts her to lie to me. She wants to tell me the truth. She wants to have that conversation with me. And I'm glad that we have that particular type of relationship. So when it came down to talking to her about what your body and what men want from you, it was an easy talk and an easy discussion to say, okay, well, listen, your value in a man's eyes starts off with your physique, your physical. If a man does not say anything to you, he's going to see you first. And when he sees you, he's going to have in his mind whether or not he wants to sleep with you or not.
Individual creatures.
Right. But then afterwards, you have to make sure you know your value. This is what your value is in the man's eyes. Protect that. Just don't go doing this with this particular person because you don't know that person. And that's the thing. And I tell that even in my marriage with my wife, I tell Keita, I was like, the worst thing you can do to me is to step out on me. I was like, out of respect, just talk to me first. And if you talk to me and you let me know this is what you want to do, then so be it. Do you. Just don't bring anything home to me in that respect. I don't mind if you want to do that. I can't stop you from doing you. Just respect me enough not to do you without me knowing. You know what I mean?
Some people say so we can do it. Both of us can do it. Okay.
Right. No, I'm not.
Join in.
Right. I've never been the type of person to have my decisions sway because of sex or anything like that. So she'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, I don't care. That was when I was younger. A girl found out that I liked her, and the first thing she wanted to do was ask me for money. You know what I mean? And I told her, listen, just because I like you,
Right.
don't mean I'm gonna give you my money. You.
Don't mean the wireless is over there.
Right. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was young. I don't play about that, you know. But then what I want to do now is I want to go around the room and just get everybody idea of how they feel about the play. And I'll go ahead and tell you.
I got before we get it, not to interrupt. I know you got a script or something that you're going off of.
Oh yeah, I am.
But no, I had a question.
Yes,
because you know, with the education, like we're dealing with COVID right now. I look back at, I'm looking at what's going on right now, media wise, and what happened back then. You know, how they demonize these. Well, first they weaponize. You know what I'm saying? They take these viruses, they weaponize them. They make you super scared. Super scared. And they might not know.
No, they know exactly what they
No, about like how the virus, so to speak. You know, they might not know what to do with the virus. I mean, with this one, I don't. You know, it's a little bit shaky on the cliff with that one. But they weaponize it, and then they demonize it or villainize the people who are most associated with. So you see, like with HIV, the way they did that, especially in the black community, poor communities. You know, they said it was a homosexual situation. You know, this is a gay virus, so don't worry about it. Only gays get it. So all the gays was nope, can't come. You know, they treated them like dogs. Now we're getting kind of the same situation, unvaccinated. You know, it's like they pit people against it. Do you think it's a reason behind it's? Because to me, I'm looking at HIV, how long HIV's been around, and how late in the game these drugs or new drugs are coming. You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, I think being that African Americans are so scared of going and get tested and reading. Bill Cosby said this: if somebody want to hide something, they put it in a book. Okay, so so Caucasians probably they've already known this. If y'all look at the statistics, we are in the number one African American, especially in Florida, with 15,000 and counting. Why? Because we won't read. We won't go and get tested. They scared us half to death. So, now HIV is in senior citizens.
Right.
Now, I can't tell you about when it came out in the 80s. I was like 1 or 2, 3. I was born in 1980. So I can't tell you about that.
Right.
However, I want to say something about the government. I think all this stuff is in a petri dish, in a lab somewhere.
Oh, it is. It is.
I believe that. I believe that because if you look on the Lysol bottle, I had a Lysol bottle before COVID came out. And I went and somebody told me, COVID is on the Lysol bottle. I'm like, no, it's not.
That's what the code is. The common code is a coronavirus.
Right. I had a old Lysol bottle that said human coronavirus.
Yep.
Oh, so this stuff is not new.
Right.
I think what it does is that
And they've taken it off the Lysol bottles now. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Well, because now people are okay, this is on Lysol bottle, okay. But a lot of this stuff I believe in a petri dish. I believe they have a cure for COVID. I believe they have a cure for HIV. I believe they have a cure for cancer. But let me explain something to you. They do that. The pharmaceutical reps don't get their money. They do that. The doctors, and I'm not talking against that. Please don't think. I'm just saying
It's a money.
It's a
business.
it's money. It's a business. You know how much my medication costs? Both of my medications together, I only take 2, almost 10 grand.
Wow.
Every 30 days.
Wow.
Thank God I got some insurance.
Okay.
Right.
But okay, so think about people that's on medication that has more than one medication, more than one, pill they have to take.
Right.
Or some people have to take 3 or 4 pills. Do you know how much you can be up $20,000 just in medication just to live?
And why is that? I can go get some over-the-counter meds for.
Well, no, I can. Okay, so we went into a different direction.
My bad. My bad.
That's blue.
My bad.
No,
Look, I
but
told you I can get into it, man.
it all boils down to everything revolves around money.
Yeah.
Okay. When you mentioned that it was in a petri dish, you're absolutely right. A lot of people say, "Well, I checked on the back of the Lysol bottle." No, any disease that come out, you need to first go to your CDC and see if there's a patent on the actual disease. If there's a patent on the disease, that means somebody already knew about it and found out about it and own it, which means that they have a cure for it. But there is no money in the cure, like you said.
Absolutely.
There is money in the treatment of the disease. So if I tell you I can cure your HIV for $20,000, but your drugs cost $10,000
You know
a
how
month.
much
That's
money they
$120,000 a year for your drugs. Now,
one
just
person.
imagine
for
that's
one
you.
person.
That's you, and then there's 15,000 of you coming in. So now you know where the power is that the pharmaceutical companies has to lobby the government to say, listen, we're going to go ahead and negate everything from herbal medicines and stuff,
Ooh, I
stating
want to
that
go
they
somewhere so
cannot.
bad right now, but I ain't gonna go there.
Stay focused.
But you know what I'm
I'ma
saying,
stay
right?
focused.
Stay focused.
You know what I mean?
Because I
So-
know exactly
Stay
where you going.
So,
yeah.
so they when Dr. Sebi went to the courts and said I can cure AIDS and brought the people there that he cured because he was doing medicinal? Yeah, well, he was using
Homeopathic
medicinal.
medicine, yeah.
Thank you.
Medicinal, yeah.
Right. There was a white guy who found out his drugs that he was creating caused cancer, so he created the Cancer Institute because of that. You know what I mean? Everything revolves around money.
Money, yeah.
So, you wanted to
But-
say something? It looked like you
No,
wanted
it's
to say.
just one of those,
Wow.
Because when you talk about cancer, we know as long as cancer has been around,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right.
We will never see a cure for cancer in our lifetime.
And
Unfortunately,
we'll never see a cure for HIV. You know,
Yes.
we will never see a cure.
Do you know how many prongs you're dealing with? Insurance, you're dealing with pharmaceutical companies, you dealing with people donations, right? A lot of people like, well, where does that money go? You know, every year, we got so many donated. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, well, where did this money go? Where is it at? We've been getting millions of dollars of donations for the past 20, 30 years now, right? Where's this cure at? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I ain't gonna go there.
I'm just gonna say this.
It's a lot.
Let me listen. If you on drugs or if you on medication to save your life, keep taking your medication.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
this not. Let's get this clear. We're not telling you not to take your medication.
No.
You know, because I have a cousin that talks about that all the time. I say, hey, until they give me the medication that said I'm cured, I'm gonna take my medication.
Right? No,
That's
take
right.
your meds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take your meds.
Yeah,
But
you know,
here-
but
all
that's
means.
definitely. Yeah.
Here's what I say. I can't say that I follow the Bible 100%, but it does say in the Bible the herbs are for the healing of the nation, and we already know that when it comes to medications, they take specific stuff out of said medicine and say, okay, this is going to treat this and this is going to treat that, but there's nothing there that's curing anything. The question is going to be, what is the herb? I believe that anything that is created on this earth, there's an herb that can cure it. I don't care what anybody says. You can
Most
take, but it just has to be found. I do believe that the foods and stuff we eat contribute to the cancer and stuff that we have in our bodies. If I can go and speak to a person that says they went out of the country for 30 days, said they was eating, and when they came back, they said no, when they went out of the country for 30 days, they was eating what they were eating and they were losing weight. And they said when they came back into the States trying to eat healthy the exact same way, picked up 10 to 15 pounds. So the food that we eat, like I was telling Keita, anything that goes into your mouth, into your body, is either can heal you or harm you. And I feel like that we as a people in the United States are being harmed by the food that we eat.
Absolutely.
You know? So
Look at chicken wings. Chicken wings used to be small back in the day.
Now
Now they
they
look
thick.
like turkey
Okay,
wings.
they thicker than the
we
sticker
know
now.
they're
Like-
pumping all these steroids.
Steroids.
And their
Yes.
corn and all these other fruits and
Yeah.
veggies. They're trying to hurry up and get them out. You know, the farmers and things like
They
that.
call America a morbid country or something like that. I think that's the right word. But basically, we're the only country that has where everybody's sick. Everybody's sick in America. You might not know it, but everybody has high blood pressure, like you said, heart disease, OCPD, diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, for the most part.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
no, but let me piggyback on that, right? There was a documentary. It was called I think it was Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I did juicing for 15 days. I know it worked, but I was hurting. Because I was hungry. But I can honestly say I felt the results. But they had one guy that was on there. He said, I go out and I exercise and I eat right and everything, and I'm borderline diabetic. You wouldn't be able to tell because he was fit, muscles everywhere, exercised and ran every day. Come to find out, the food that he was eating was causing his body on the inside to react a certain way. I believe what's really killing us really is corn. And a lot of people don't really understand. Like, well, I like corn. Corn is delicious, but corn isn't everything. They broke corn down to a part to where corn can fuel your car, but corn can also make you addicted. And if you look at corn syrup, isn't just about anything that's processed.
High fructose
Corn syrup.
Everything.
Right, yeah. So I ain't trying to get shot. Okay, so
It's also one of the most GMO vegetables out there.
Yep. So
Okay, back to HIV.
HIV.
Go down this rabbit hole. I'm telling you, I can go down this rabbit hole.
This could be really, really deep. But today is World AIDS Day. You know, we definitely December 11 come out to the plate. Bring somebody. Bring your youth. You know, definitely bring your youth. I did it live with my children. I'm affected, but my kids are infected. No, I'm infected and my kids are affected.
Okay, makes sense. All right.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you
Turn it
switch
around. Yeah. You know, which means, you know, when you going through something, you don't know how your kids are affected by it. And, you know, me and my kid, they're open. My baby boy said he needed some condoms, you know. But what yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least he came to you and asked. Yes.
That part. No, I ain't ready for that. But anyway, so, but what people don't understand, when you're going through something, you're not the only one that's affected. Everybody around you, you know, are affected that loves you, you know. And I did not understand it until years later after I seen how, you know, of course we talked about how I was, you know, abusive to my daughter and, you know, the wedge that we have, you know, now we're trying to build it back together, you know. We don't know. So it's very important. Go get tested. Bring your children out. A lot of times with mental illness, a lot of African Americans has a mental illness, you know, and they won't. Signs of the devil. That is not the sign. That is not a demonic spirit. That is mental illness is real, just like COPD, just like HIV, just like, you know, it's real. And so we just as a whole, as African Americans, we need to, you know, hey, have you been to the doctor? Hey, I need you to tell your husband to go to the doctor and get checked. Tomorrow. You know, make sure, because just listen, I would rather be in the know so I can be prepared to do what I need to do than to die off and I didn't get the help that I needed and my kids suffer.
Right.
So you know, hey, I'll take them pills. I'll swallow them down with some water, maybe some alcohol. Every now and then.
As long as you get it down.
As long as you get them down, right? Hello.
You know, because I want to live. You know, I want, you know, yes, I understand there's a cure. I believe it, but I want to live. And I'm going to live my life to the fullest. Listen, my self-esteem is to the roof, over the roof, above the roof, you know, the sky's the limit. Why? Because I want to live. And I want to show I want to show other people how to live. There was no blueprint for me. And I'm pretty sure, there was no blueprint for your cousin. No. And, you know, there was no blueprint for your family. There was no blueprint in African Americans. You have blueprint in Caucasians. You have blueprint in Indian people. But our race has no blueprint on how to do this thing. Guess what? I'll be the sacrifice. I have no problem with showing you how to live your life being HIV positive and how to tell and set up to uneducated negative people that has so much to say hey, what's going on with you? Right. I'm pretty sure like you said, everybody in the United States of the America has something going on with them. So stay in your lane. Take your blood pressure medicine. Take your diabetes medicine. You know, I want to live just like you. I have just as much right to live. Just because I'm HIV positive, I have just as much right to live just like somebody else, you know, to live my life. And so I just want to be the face, the blueprint on how. And no, I am not bisexual. I am not gay. I am very heterosexual. So we know that that's not true, that it's just HIV is only for, you know, in the homosexual, and that kills me, you know.
But you know what's fun is that when they said that, and then it started getting into heterosexual people, it started to raise a question. Okay, there are people who are being heterosexual in front of people, but are actually homosexual with other people. So you,
Come to the play. Come to the play.
On the down
Church
low.
say amen.
Hey, listen. Look at Blue.
hello.
Listen, I'm telling you, every avenue we're walking down.
That's right.
Every avenue, from children, from LGBTQ, from the down low, from mental illness.
Ooh, I can't wait.
The pastor.
We try not to go there, Blue.
Don't go there. Not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay.
Why? Because everybody has issues. But guess what? African American want to cover it up. Now listen, I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in.
Right.
But hey, don't point your finger when 10 fingers is pointing at you.
Right.
And see, okay, so I am religious based. You know, I love God with all my heart. But we need to come out of this religion setting. You know, what comes to the house stays in the house, but you in somebody's inbox.
Well,
And you a pastor over the pulpit.
Right.
Well,
No, the devil don't. No, the devil is working with me. No. The devil don't have. The devil is over there in the corner eating potato chips. He ain't even bothering you.
Right.
So I get out of this religious setting. And then we got these women that cover up. Now don't get me wrong. The Bible does say love covers a multitude of sin, but love don't mean to be foolish.
Right.
Because guess what? Your husband out there, your wife out there doing something, they can bring you back something. Then you ready to kill them.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you just have an open, hey, baby, that's what you want to do. Hey, you can play that game, but protect yourself.
Right.
I ain't saying go get a divorce. 'Cause that's why I was in divorce court. I ain't gonna play that game. I already got something else against. What? No, I'm sorry. And I don't mind. Guess why? Because I'm a strong individual. I already have HIV. Why in the heck I'm gonna play Russian roulette with my life with you?
Right.
Because you can't get it together.
Right.
Keep your in your penis.
Keep it in there, the thing.
That part.
okay.
Or get an
I
understanding.
was helping her.
Yeah, or get an understanding amongst both of y'all. Hey, I mean, I had to say Will Smith did it, but yeah.
Hold on, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
But I love Will. I'm just saying. But that stuff come to bite you in the back. Only thing I'm saying, I just had to make a joke. The only thing that I'm saying, it's just, we have to stop being so scared to talk to your children about sex. Listen, these phones, they watching porn. They probably know more than you know,
Right.
honey.
I don't know
And
how
not just
about
talk to them about heterosexual relationships. Like my daughter, a lot of her girlfriends are lesbians.
That's what I'm
like,
dealing
talk
with right
to-
now with my daughter.
Things can be transmitted, female and female, male and male.
Yes.
It does not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not for
Matter.
one race, not for one type of person. Like, we have to be open and talk to these kids
Yes.
because people are so afraid because we don't know, lack of knowledge,
Yeah.
and just fearful because of what we've been taught, what
Right.
we've heard all of
But
our
here's
lives.
the thing: we really haven't been taught. We can't blame our parents for not knowing. A lot of our parents gave us that one rule, like you said: what goes to home stays in home.
Yes.
You don't let nothing go on because
I
that's
think
what
that's
a lot
a
of.
decent rule, though, man.
No, I don't. I
And
don't.
for certain things, not for everything,
For
but
certain
for certain
things,
things,
yeah.
I think it's a decent
But-
rule.
Life-threatening
But I don't.
situation.
But I think back it was simpler back then, so that rule was a good rule because it was simple.
was it really?
well, I mean, I don't think.
Yeah, back then. No,
So-
not as far as like this. I was talking to my daughter earlier today, and she was mad that the world kept changing at specific points in her life when she wanted to do something. Right? Like, as soon as I can become a senior, you're COVID. Stuff like that. And I'm like, man, that is kind of crazy, right? But the world always changed. But think about it. From 19, you say you was born in 80.
80.
From 1980 to the year 2001, or 2000 probably, 2001, nothing really changed.
We didn't
So-
have no phones. We didn't have no beep. We just had beepers.
Beeper. But that didn't really change communication. That was
Right.
just, hey, man, and I couldn't reach at home. I could reach on your hip. Now you got to run to
yeah,
a,
911.
right, run to a payphone. But nothing changed.
changed.
Right.
So from I think internet came out early 90s, but it didn't get into homes until, 2000. Cell phones, what it was, 07, 09-ish, with the smartphones.
Yeah.
Stuff started.
Change the dynamic.
Boom,
Yes.
boom, boom. And,
that-
that's what I mean by it was simpler back then to say what goes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm not dealing with 30, like
And
you said, I can get on this phone and deal with 100 people.
Right,
Yeah.
and the thing of this is, when we had girlfriends, not me have girlfriends, but when I had a boyfriend or y'all had a girlfriend, it was just right down the street.
Right.
We didn't have a girlfriend. Listen, I mean, my ex-husband, he was in Virginia, I was in Texas.
See? Yeah.
And so it didn't. We down the street, we wanted to play football. We go in the front yard.
Yeah.
You know, Mama said, "Hey, don't let that light catch you
coming in.
Be
coming in."
outside when the lights come on.
Right.
Yep.
But now we have to change with the times.
Right, we do.
Like you said, LGBTQ. You know, instead of pushing our children out because that is what they decide to do, love on them.
Right.
I have
Right.
my son. You know, he's bisexual. You know, at first it was hard for me. I was like, the devil is. I was all in it. Then I said, wait a minute. God didn't punish me for my stuff.
Right.
He gave me a set. And let me help y'all out. The King James Bible that y'all read, y'all need to go read on King James.
Nah, we ain't going there today.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, we know about.
Well, I'm just saying. You know, but guess what? We're not educated. I'm just telling y'all, go read on King James. But we're not educated. So homosexual was in the Bible a long time ago.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, but guess what? You don't, people cast, okay, they'll say, oh, you going to die and go to hell because you're homosexual. You're going to die and go to hell because you're lying. You're going to die and go to hell because you're fornicating. You're going to die and go to hell because you committed adultery. Peep this.
All
Peep,
sins are the same.
Okay.
Sin is a sin.
Absolutely. That's what I'm finna say. Listen, a lot of y'all, like me, overeat. Guess what? That's called gluttony. Guess what? That's a sin.
A sin, a whole
Oh my
one.
goodness, I'm a whole sin.
But what I'm no, but
God,
what
I
I'm
know.
saying, I'm just trying to clear the mindset because
Right.
what happens is religion people pushes our children out of church.
Yep.
Something happened to me and my sons, my child, my son and my daughter, because I call my son my child. They don't even want to go back.
It's hard, man.
They don't understand what I'm saying.
It's hard about them churches.
Man, and I'm not going against churches. Please don't get that twisted. I'm saying I'm going against religion.
Religion is, yeah.
I'm going against tradition. Because what we're doing, we're putting our kids out there to let them finish for yourself. Ain't no man finna come tell me to pull my kick my daughter or my son out because they homosexual.
Right. Right.
And
No
you
way.
got babies that your wife don't even know about.
Hello.
well.
Uh-oh. Hey.
And your side pieces and all that. No.
Come on.
Rototo.
Come on, and you keep messing up, but you a deacon in the church and you paying your tithes,
Yep.
so they keeping your stuff under wraps.
Keep it quiet. Yep.
Listen, I ain't gonna say I'm that person, because I believe in right. Listen, I ain't on no religious side, ain't no tradition. I'm on Jesus' side. That's it.
Right.
And He didn't do us like we do people in the church.
Exactly.
Where was, if y'all read the Bible, where was Jesus? He was out. He wasn't in the synagogue.
Yep.
When they came and they brought the adultery woman, what was the man? They just brought the woman. And they talking about, they were about to stone the woman.
Yep.
Yep.
Guess what Jesus did? He wrote in the sand. I bet you he wrote in the sand about your sin, my sin, they sin. Guess what? When he looked up, there was nobody to throw a stone at. But guess what? Religions, we're throwing stones and we're losing our babies. We're getting over that pulpit instead of preaching from the Bible, we preaching to hit people over the head. No, just live the word. And that's just me. I don't mean to step on nobody's toes. That's just me.
No, step on.
I call it like I call it. Jesus turned water into wine, didn't he?
Right.
He was at the party getting.
He was there turning up.
Listen, his mama said, "Go find Jesus."
Turn it up.
This is what kills me. Guess who crucified Jesus? The Christian people. They said, "Give me Barabbas,
Yeah.
a thief."
Let me get the
Yep.
thief down.
Let me-
Take him down.
Take him. The king had to wash his hand because he knew he was a good man. The Christian folks crucified Jesus. And the Christian folks are crucifying our babies. Ain't nobody finna tell me to go take. I wish you would. I will fight you, your mama, your cousin, and your daddy. You tell me to go get rid of my child.
Here's what I say on that, okay? When see, because we be getting started. We might just go ahead.
Just go ahead.
But yeah, listen. When you mention religion and people call themselves Christians, I immediately call them hypocrites because I be like, you follow Jesus.
That's
right?
it.
What was Jesus? Jesus wasn't no Christian.
No.
A lot of people don't believe that. He was a Jew, right?
Jew.
He was a
Yep.
Jew. So, and he was out preaching from the
Torah.
The Torah. Thank you. So he's preaching from the Torah. So there was no New Testament at this time. So everything was under the law. So if everything was under the
broke the
law,
law.
right? He broke the law, but he kind of made sense to people. Like, okay, well, why can't I do something good on the Sabbath? He just asked that question. I mean, he posed that question to everybody. this man is sick. You want me to wait till tomorrow to heal him?
right,
Does
to
that
heal
make sense? Because if this was you,
What would you do?
would you want me to heal you now, or would you want me to come back 24 hours?
Nah, I'll be back on Monday.
Right.
I'm gonna take a break.
Come on, that don't
Close,
make
right.
no
That's
sense.
crazy.
You know what I
I'll be
mean?
back
It just
on Monday.
I was
Yo.
told I wasn't saved. That I was told I went. Why? Because I ain't in the church. Want to be religious? Because I want to help people. Guess what Jesus was? He was out. He was out.
Right.
I said, let you call it what you may. But guess what? Check your husband's inbox. Check your wife's inbox. You know. So before you throw stones, the song you say, sweep around your own front door.
Yeah.
Before you try to sweep
Oh, you
around.
better, what?
I got some vocals.
Wait a minute. Let's get it. I got a little bit here.
Oh my gosh. We done got all off the subject. Okay. HIV, you guys come to the
Play.
But what I wanted to know, before we end the show, I just wanted to get some insight from the cast. Your experience with the play. Like right now, you're going through your all rehearsals. What are you all taking in so far?
That we crazy as hell. No, seem like we got a good group of people.
Yes.
Everybody's in it to win it. They want to play their part. I mean, last rehearsal was, you know, I mean, but it's dope on the fly like that to, you know, change things on the fly. You see something wrong, let's change it, or not necessarily wrong, but something that can enhance it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to enhance. Everybody wants to give their all, their best. I mean, it's dope, man. The first, you know what I'm saying? Hetero's Closet was my first play. Coming in, and I wasn't even gonna do this. He was like, "No, you gotta, you know what I'm saying?"
I see him as the pimp.
Yeah.
I see him as the pimp. Listen, y'all, when he came in audition, I seen him as the pimp, and I seen Tasha as the preacher wife.
Okay.
And I'm like, I said, oh my God, he the pimp. He told me no.
Yeah.
Now look at you, you're pimping, ain't you?
Pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it.
I mean, I didn't want to extend, and you know what I'm saying, because a lot of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, and I just didn't want to tell you yes when I had another obligation.
And he hitting it off.
Yeah, you know. So
Well, I understand. I was in the same boat because I had done the
Hetero's Closet.
I did Hetero's Closet, and
Which is coming back January 15th.
Right.
yeah,
So I'm
right
actually,
back.
yeah, I'm in my book starting today. But when I was doing Hetero's Closet, I had so many lines. I was like, I don't know if putting them close together, but thanks to Herb. If Herb is watching, thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Herb, man.
Right.
Yeah.
He was like, no, man, I think you can do it. It's different the way, because his play was like bang, 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 bang. Everything was coming. But this one here, it's a flow where you can actually get everything, and you want people to understand what's happening in the play. You know what I mean? So, but I was scared. I was like, I don't know. I might say something from Hetero's Closet in the play.
No, two different things. Shout out to Herb. Herb is amazing. He's the director of the Hidden Truth too. And when I tell you he's amazing,
Okay.
yeah, he's amazing.
Nah,
y'all.
I mean,
He-
100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? But he, even though it's going that fast, and you see him go through the motion and everything. Like I put Herb aside. I said, man, if I can capture some of that, and you know what I'm saying, take some of that energy that you use, man, just bottle up a little bit of it, man. He goes through things and he got it played out in his mind. He run through. He said, no, we're not gonna do this, and he's just talking. He ain't talking to nobody.
Nobody but himself.
Right. I don't even know if he's talking to himself. He just talking. You know what I'm saying? He just talking. But just to see him work is actually fun, is dope. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, big shout out to her, man. Big shout out to him.
We got an amazing group of people.
Yeah.
Leroy, you left us.
You make me feel so.
No, we have an amazing group of people. We have cast members. Shout out to Charlie Bravo.
Yep.
Shout out to Ebbs. Ebbs has a powerful piece.
Yeah.
Wait.
Shout out
Oh
to her, man.
my
Shout
God.
out. My bad, Ebbs. I'm
Oh,
so
she
sorry.
has, she has a powerful piece with our youth and how Blue smelled her hair, man.
Hey, look, man. Let them watch. Let them come see them.
Okay, y'all gotta come see this
Yeah,
play.
give it just a little touch. Yeah, just a little touch.
But she has a powerful a powerful piece. Everybody has a unique but powerful piece in this play because there's somebody that's a pimp. Guess what? There's somebody out there that's doing our children like that. You know, every piece. You know, when I started writing, I mean, I'm telling you, God was just, I was like, oh, I remember that. You know, and so everybody has a powerful piece. Miss Nancy, Randall. You know, from you know, not only is Herb directing, he is in the play too. Yeah. You know, Tasha, oh man, Blue, you know, Blue. I'm just gonna say y'all got to come out and see. Y'all have to come out and see this piece. Can't wait. Listen, I ain't gonna come out until it's time to almost the end, which is good because I'm gonna be there back in the back probably crying.
I can't wait.
You got DJ Tan too. That's
Tan.
it.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Tan.
DJ Tan. Oh yeah, cause that.
Gang.
Oh,
that's my dog right there. Tan, my dog.
Oh yeah, and she bring it. Demontre, the son. We have my son Nehemiah. He's playing one of the pieces. We have Jada, Janae. She's playing. We have Kayla. These are youth, like high school youth, and they bringing it, you know. And so to see them coming out and seeing how involved they are, man, it's amazing. Yeah. You know. So come see the play December 11th. I promise you guys will not be disappointed for one. And then don't call your girlfriend and say, girl, what happened when you could have bought a ticket yourself?
Buy your own.
Buy your own ticket to see.
Buy your own ticket. It's 2021, women.
That's right. Buy your own.
Buy your own.
I'm just
playing.
This ain't the pimp show, Blue.
Come
on now.
I'm just playing.
Natasha, how about you? What was your experience like so far?
So for me, it was totally different from the first play that I just did with Dr. Powell, Until You Do Right by Me. Shout out Dr. Powell again.
Shout out Dr. Powell.
So when Sharonda sent the email and I read the script, I'll be honest, I looked at the script probably like 4 times. And then I think I called you and I was like, I really have to play this role. I mean, it was just like one of those, you know, wow moments.
I got to do this.
So, but as I started reading it more and kind of doing more research about people that are actually going through what Vicky goes through, I said this message needs to be out there.
Need to be out there.
It's gonna step on some toes.
Toes ain't
But
the word.
you know, it needs to be out there. So I know, you know, I'm ready.
She called me not once. She called me about 3 times.
I'm saying this really?
Maybe 2. But I mean, I think we had a whole like hour and a half conversation the first time I called her because that's just how powerful the piece is that we're doing.
You know, it's like you're telling the truth on stage. I know people look at a lot of Tyler Perry plays and stuff like that. We know people might have uncles that's like Brown or whatnot, or have aunts that's like Medea. But when you're talking about what is truth, right? And matter of fact, what you're doing is you're pulling the curtain back.
Yeah, that's right.
Because a lot of people aren't going to be like, yo, this is really happening. Because when I knew about, what was it? It was a Tyler Perry play where a guy was talking about being on the down lows with Janet Jackson and a guy, right? And it was like, okay, well, I heard about it, but to see it is different. But now you're pulling the curtain back on a lot of issues that's in the Black community that are like behind, like no one wants to talk about at all. You absolutely don't. Nobody want to talk
taboo.
about that. It's taboo.
But on December the 11th,
That's right.
It's about to be crazy.
Jacksonville gonna change
They
on
ain't got no
December
choice
the
but
11th.
That's
ain't got no choice but to change.
I just want to help people get better, you know, and I want to help families. You know, there's somebody in every family that's dealing with what we're going to present on December the 11th. Whether you know it or not, whether you know that your child might be bisexual or homosexual, you know, and you putting them out because of their decision, or whether, you know, you're not taking time out to take time out with your children, you know, whether you decide that you got, you know, you have a mental illness and, you know, you want to cover all of that. I ain't going to tell you about the 4th one because the 4th one got, but all of that, but guess what? We won't say anything. But after December the 11th, boy, y'all need to check your family and make sure they good.
Right. These are all checking points. That's what it is.
Yeah, pull them aside, check up on them.
So what I want to do here is just, is there any closing remarks? Is there anything that you want the people to really know about? I know you kind of very passionate a reference to your play. But is there anything that you really want to like hammer home to the people before we go?
The only thing I want to hammer home is check on your loved ones. You don't know what they might be going through. You don't know that your loved one, your aunt, like you said, or you don't know that they just might be going through, that they found out they're HIV positive and they want to kill themselves. Or they found out they're HIV positive and their mentality is, hey, I got it, I'm going to give it to everybody and I'm going to die with this secret. Quit gossiping. Check on your babies. Check on, talk to your child. Tell them how, hey, tell me how you feel. Tell me what you feel on the inside. Look, we have to break this silence, and check on your pastors. See if they okay. Check on your mom who had to work 3 and 4 jobs just to make ends meet, and see if her mental status is okay. So this I just want to change. If I could, I want to change the world. But if I can't, I want to change as many people as I can. And I want to let them see a face with HIV who's living HIV undetectable, unapologetically, and listen. I'm doing okay. I'm just say that.
Yes.
I'm not out here begging. I'm not out here borrowing. I'm doing okay. Right. So that's all. I just want to help. I want to save lives. Right. If God give me one person to save, I'm gonna save. I think by the time everybody knew what undetectable was, everybody knew what antiretroviral was. They knew. They didn't know before they started to play, but now they know. And so now I want to educate everybody else, as many people as I can.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I want to thank you all for coming through. Tasha, Blue, Sharonda. I'm not sure. Can you give us, before we go, can you give us what your social media is, where they can find you?
I am Sharonda Lynn on Facebook. I am Sharonda B on Instagram. Nonprofit is Having Incredible Victory. That is on Facebook as well.
Okay. How about you, Tasha?
On Instagram, you can find me at Jack's Real Estate Diva. And on Facebook, it's Tasha Hall. There's probably like 50 of them, but I'll probably pop up first. But yeah, at Tasha Hall on Facebook.
Okay. What about you, Blue?
I don't have social media. No, I'm it's Bluminati everything. BLUMINATI, and then I'll come up. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I want to ask you about Minati.
We can ask right now. Let's get into it right
No.
So I want to thank you all for coming out, and this is the Signal 27 in the community. Also remember that we go live every Sunday at 6:30 for the regular Signal 27 show with comedians Big Chip, David Emmanuel, comedian Claudine, and comedian The Fabler, along with myself and the officer Big Sarge that's sitting right next to me. We go live every Sunday at 6:30. Also remember, the play will be at the Ritz on December 11th. Okay, so that makes you go ahead and get your tickets now because they are going.
Hey, is that what they wanted?
Fast.
That's what they needed. The Ritz, what I sent you. We'll talk off.
Okay, yeah, got me off. I was like,
Sorry.
you know what I mean?
My bad.
So it'll be at the Ritz. Ticketmaster, you can go ahead and get your tickets there. December 11th, the Hidden Truth. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Signal 27 show because we are Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast. But this week, we are in the community. We are Signal 27. You have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.
So,